Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Revitalise Meets, where I get the opportunity to meet business owners, business entrepreneurs, and key influencers from across the UK business community. And today I've got the great pleasure to be with a contact who I've got to know over the last 3 years. The last time we caught up was in the wonderful grounds of the Hamilton Park Racecourse, where we were sitting at a lovely picnic table having a phenomenal conversation after you'd just been presenting at one of the Revitalise main events. Can you please welcome with me today a gentleman who's got over 17 years experience, 17 years. He started when he was 5 years old in the training and development industry. The one, yes, but the only, Mr. Ross Cunningham from the Talento Group. Ross, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm very well, and an absolute honour to be on your live show. Didn't know it was lively, so thanks very much for chucking that in at the last minute. But yeah, I'm very well, and really, really grateful for you having me on your show. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. It's great to get to, again, with what we spoke about. It's actually over 2.5 years ago, in fairness.
Is that how long it was?
Yeah.
Is that how long I had your book for?
You had my book. Yes, everybody had my book for over 2 years. So, but it's an absolute pleasure to welcome you back to the podcast and the recording that we're doing today, and for everybody to learn a bit more about yourself from the last conversation we had. Could we start off today, for everybody who's watching and listening, for you to tell everybody a little bit about the Talento Group and your experience over the last 17 years of business?
Yeah, I'll just start with the business. So Talento Group itself, the idea and conception was set up in 2018. So we're relatively quite a young business, but we've done quite a lot in that space of time. And in 2019, we started trading as a business. And one of our sort of visions has always been to transform the way that we actually manage recruitment and training within an employer's business. And essentially all we want to do, Lee, is we want to empower and elevate careers, empower that business to actually achieve more when it comes to their own results. So Talento was an idea that I probably had about 5 years ago, but through the support of investment, having a fantastic wife by my side, we took the idea to market, and since then it's just been an exceptional ride. The 17 years, yep, to go back on the journey very quickly, it all started for me in a company called Mitsubishi, where I had an opportunity. I went from being in the production part of their business to being a trainer, and it was an opportunity. It was presented as an off chance, and I was fortunate. I think it was out of about 700-800 people to actually win one of the roles as a training facilitator. And for me, I think that's where my journey began, in terms of getting to understand the sort of dynamics of individuals, of human beings, really getting behind not just the face of a person, but actually inside and what makes them tick. And really from there, the training and the recruitment side has been a big passion for me. I think I've seen quite a lot of videos and postings myself, Lee, that, you know, people, business and technology is what allows me to work 100 hours a week at it. And I love doing it. Sometimes that balance is not always great because the family can sometimes be a bit frustrated with that. But I just love, and I'm very passionate about what we do in helping people and businesses move forward with tech.
Yeah, you've been helping a lot of people, and especially from the last conversation we had, was the amount of people you're helping, not just around the Cumbria and the Carlisle area. It's across the breadth and the scope of the UK.
Yeah,
You've been helping many businesses out there. One thing I want to touch on today, though, was looking at the achievements and successes that you've had over the years. And since the conception in 2018, really, transformation and collaboration comes out a lot from the achievements. Would you mind expanding and let everybody know a bit more about how you've been making that impact in your business with the achievements?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the recruitment sector now, there's 40,000 recruitment businesses in the UK. And to give you an idea, that sector has combined roughly around about 38 billion. The last records were recorded in how we service and support businesses in the UK. Now, for me, I've always been a big advocate trying to support my peers and the industry experts in recruitment. So I've always been very passionate about bringing that together and really driving that collaboration piece forward. And I think this is where my team membership comes into play. I hold a role, which is a key role in that organisation, to bring the recruitment sector together. This is not for recruiters, though. The purpose of it It's to bring more value and opportunity to the customer, the end user. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because I really feel that when you really put yourself in the customer's shoes, that's when you can really have transformational results in terms of their journey. It's not about what you're getting, but it's what you're providing. The outcome is what matters.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, especially when it's the challenging environments that we're in right now. Now, there's one thing you talked about was team, which is TEAM, and I know you do a lot of work with team based down in your sort of area. Could you tell everybody about the achievements and successes you've had with that as well, please?
Yeah, of course, of course. So one of my big reasons for doing business and working with people is collaborating. I'm just totally passionate about it. Now, Teams, it's a UK national organisation. It also covers Europe. And it's got around about 700 recruiters and service users across the UK. So it's a big network in terms of opportunity. So some of the opportunities that we've pulled together, we had the opportunity to work on a very senior role in the Cumbria area for a national sized business. It turns over 500 million. And we were able to place a very senior role in their business through team collaboration and partnership. This probably would have been possible if we tried to go out there ourselves and do this. But what we recognised straight away is we had members in that business network. It could help us deliver more value to the customer. And that was really important. And another example being is we had a customer that was looking for a more sort of flexible labour solution. So at the point where they were looking for a gap to be filled in their business, they needed some temps to go in and support their business and opportunity. So we actually partnered with another team member in Carlisle, funny enough, and they delivered a fantastic service, which not only saved that business resources, time and money, it saved them a lot of cost in placing the right candidates at that first step, because as members, we had a good reach in the marketplace for that. And it probably took that company months to even get to that stage. So that's why the team network is so valuable and so important. But it's like anything, Lee, you'll know this better than anybody when it comes to networking. You really do have to work on your relationships within that network to make these opportunities present themselves.
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. Many people miss that side of it, in fairness. They look at it as an instantaneous result, but it does take time to nurture, cultivate, and build relationships up. And especially when you talk about collaboration, when you've got that and you harness that both together, it works really well. So great to hear about the collaboration and what team's been doing, because we spoke about that back before at Hamilton Park as well. Yeah. With everything that's been going on recently at present time, there's a lot going on in hospitality, many industries across the broad spectrum. How have you diversified your business? Because you've been a great supporter, but what's been the biggest change for you over the last 5-6 months?
Yeah, I think before I answer that, I just want to say that my heart goes out to these employees and individuals and businesses that are feeling real pain across industry, actually, and really across the world. And I just hope that this situation that we're in doesn't define those individuals in these sectors, because we've had to go through some of that pain as well. But to answer the question, which brings me on to that, I think for us, we've always been quite compelled to collaborating and technology. And I think before the pandemic started and all this shutdown and so forth, I felt we were quite ahead of the curve in terms of our technology and how we actually leverage that tech to give the customer journey more advantage opportunities in the market. So we feel that we created that market advantage before this happened. And I think when it comes to any business or business owner or employees that are within the business, it's always a good time to think about how you can develop more, what education you can work on yourself to become better, and really just drive the skill sets and your own abilities and improve them so that there's better performance across your business network. I think these points are really important as well. I hope that answers the question, Lee.
Well, it does a lot, really, because I like what you've said in regards to what's been going on recently. Many people have put self-development in place.
Yeah.
So they're working on their self-expertise, their experiences. They're building up their knowledge even more. And, and it is really hard. My heart goes out to everybody who's in that position at the minute, especially in the hospitality industry, which is part and parcel of my family's background as well. But many people are retraining. They're redeveloping.
Yeah.
the embracing the strength that's around them, and most importantly, I think in these times, is the support of others that are around them as well, and the people that can actually help them and take them through that next level.
I think I'd just like to slightly add as well, Lee, on
Yeah.
that point, because this is so important to me and it plays close to my heart. But I think there's nothing that we can do that lies in the past now. So essentially, it's all about the present and focusing on the future. And all I would say as a takeaway to the audience is, if you have a look at what your achievements have been in life to date, and think about how you can assess these achievements and turn them into transferable skills as well, I really feel that this is an area that can help individuals move forward during these transitional and challenging times.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you on that one. Thanks, Ross. Really appreciate you sharing that one. We talk about diversification. We talk about where your business is right now, but there's many people who have been through the furlough. They're now looking for new ideas. A lot of people out there who are watching and listening today have got to a stage where they're thinking, do you know what? I can run my own business. I can set up myself up and I can get my message out there right now. Yep. What tip would you give, or your golden, maybe 3 tips, to connections out there who want to start their own business? What would you advise on them right now?
First of all, I want to applaud and congratulate anybody that sets up their own business opportunity during what I would say is really a good time to do it. Yeah. You tend to find a lot of businesses will set up and start up through really difficult and challenging times. And my first tip would be embrace that challenge. Embrace what skills and abilities you have and take it to the marketplace. But that's probably the second tip, is make sure you've got a market to go for and you fully understand what that market looks like, what your competitors do in that market, and how you can really make a difference and provide a more value to that end customer. And I think the third one, which is really important for me, I think we've heard the likes of Simon Sinek speak about the why and the purpose and so forth. But I think what's really important, it's really important to create a master business plan for yourself and your future. And what this consists of is many areas and many points to think about when it comes to starting a business. How will you get funding? How will you have access to resources, to technology, to resources and people? The list goes on and on. But if you create a business plan and work towards that goal and strategize that goal towards your main plan, this will keep you in good stead. And I think I said to you prior to the call, a good tip that I have for any of the listeners and audience that's out there listening to this podcast is have a look at Live Plan. This is something I've used since 2017. Live Plan is basically a live business plan presentation that at a click of a button, you can share with a potential investor, you can share with the bank, you can share with your colleagues, you can embrace your colleagues to add value and input to that as well, because when you've got people in your business, they're going to help you drive that plan forward as well. So I would certainly recommend that.
Well, that's a great tip to have. And I think anything that can put piece to paper, absolutely, identify your goal that you want to achieve and aim for that goal and make it happen. Many people come up with all these different ideas, put it down, write it out. And I think Live Plan, if you get the chance, who's not watching and listening today, look at Live Plan. It's a great opportunity to put your ideas around your product and service that you're looking to provide as well. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Some great tips in there. Now, in regards to your business right now, what's next? I mean, we talk about education, we look at articulating the customer, making sure you got the right delivery and the message that's going out there. We touched on that briefly with the likes of Simon Sinek, understanding the why, the message, and the purpose. But what's next for you, Ross, and the Talento Group team?
Yeah, so this is a really ambitious statement I'm going to make right now, but I'm looking to have a 50 to 70 million turnover business by 2027. And what will get us there is massively strong collaboration partnerships, great people that can drive the successes inside that business, but also externally to our customers, which is important. That's the fundamentals. I think as well, being able to productize what our service offering is. And we had a good chat about this at Hamilton, Lee.
We did.
I've always been, it's very difficult to sometimes articulate what services you have and then transform them into productization steps. That is a big challenge for a lot of people out there. But what I have found, you need to invest in the resources of people that are better than yourself to take that forward. And that can be done in many ways. It doesn't necessarily need to be financed out your own pocket. You could actually have an idea then have an investment company that can come in and support that idea to drive it forward. There's lots of ways and lots of different opportunities for that. So for me, definitely productization of services is what we're looking at. I think the education comes from supporting the customer. So we do what we call as a 7-step framework, which walks our customers through the recruitment and training process. And this is a great tool. This is a tool that gives absolute transparency from when you start the conception to landing. It's fantastic. And that's something I feel we want to implement on the candidate journey as well, which is something that we're still working on. So yeah, productization of services is a big key point for us.
Absolutely superb. And in regards to the likes of the inspiring business leaders as well, so you're looking to inspire others to generate even further visualization into what you're doing.
Yeah, I think like everything in life, you don't get there without hard work, dedication, and obviously having that will to succeed.
Yeah.
So I'm just knocking it off there.
All right.
I feel that we've all got a responsibility as human beings, as individuals in our networks and in our businesses to do more, to create more, to offer more, and just to drive more value. And I think for me, when it comes to that business leader side, there's many inspiring people out there that we really need to nurture, help grow, help develop, and help partnership as well. Because sometimes you can sit in your business and you can feel pain and frustrated, and there may be areas in your business that's suffering right now. I know we've had that. But sometimes you've got to open yourself up to let other businesses come in and look to see how they can identify the pain points and help you. Because, yeah, everything might look all nice and sunny outside, but sometimes inside we're paddling like the wee duck that we don't see. And basically, it's really important that if you do have some pain points in your business, is to identify them to help you drive that forward. And then what comes through that, it comes through that inspiring educational piece about being a leader. I feel that a leader starts from the bottom up rather than top down, in my opinion. And I think it's the same with a business. If you could open yourself up and let collaborators and businesses come in to support you drive your ambitions forward, this is true business leadership in its full entity. Now, I know there's many people who will not agree with that. There's many people who will think that's a crazy idea. There'll be many people that will think that's an amazing idea as well. And it's not for everybody, you know, that's not for everybody's fit, for everybody's business model, but it's certainly something that we are trying to promote within Talento Group and within our networks as well. And we're actually a proven track record on it. We're not just a walk type of business. We've actually walked through what we're saying. And that's very important. That's true leadership.
It is indeed. Thanks for sharing that. Really do, Ross. Thank you for doing that. For everybody who's heard everything you spoke about today, from your business, where it all came from grassroots, right way through to your diversifying your business and also your golden tips of advice, how can anybody who's watching and listening today get in touch with the Talento Group and to have a conversation with you and your team? How can they make contact with yourself after today?
Yeah, I think the best way to contact us is via our website, which is www.talentogroup.co.uk. The great thing about the website, just did a full rebrand. Didn't cover that on the chat, Lee, but anybody that's went through a full rebrand in their business will understand the headaches, the pain, the discoveries that come along in the process. And we were 5 months going through our rebrand, and conception probably took nearly a year. And what I would say that, yeah, have a look on the website, get in touch via our contact buttons. Everything's got call to action on there, which I recommend for you and your website and your business. Yeah. And you can reach out via Revitalise. I'm sure Lee would be more than happy to open up my contact details to the network. Happy to send that over and happy to speak and discuss all things business orientated and how we can help each other.
I would highly, and it's great for you sharing that. Really, thank you very much, Ross. And I would highly recommend anybody who's watching and listening today to reach out to Ross, speak to his team. He's got some new team members that have just started with the Talento Group as well. They're there to support you with your training and development and the recruitment side of it and the needs and wants for your business. But also, as you find out today in today's chat, there's some great ideas. And one of the biggest words that I like the most is the collaboration. Is about that collaborative ethos of how to embrace companies and take them to the next level and work together to get that next level. So make the call. If you want to get in touch with myself, you're more than welcome to, or reach out to Ross through LinkedIn. and start that conversation, that very important conversation.
Ross, one thing as well, Lee, sorry, before we finish up,
by all means.
I'm really passionate about this when it comes to people, but so for example, like if you are watching this right now, or you know a friend or a family member or somebody in your network that's lost a job or lost an opportunity through this crisis that we're facing, I just want to say it's not your fault. You know, it's not been something that is meant to happen. This has happened because of an event. And what I would say is we look to support people that have maybe lost a job or been told they've been made redundant and so forth, because that's what we're here to do. First and foremost, it's not even about training and recruitment at this stage. It's more about helping somebody in their own personal journey. And if that's just a phone call, it can lift your spirits. It can pick you out of the gutter, because sometimes we feel like we're there, and give you some inspiration. And that's what we're there to do. The whole team puts a heart on the sleeve when it comes to that. And I just want to say that there's people out there to support you. So don't feel that you have to go through this challenging time alone. You don't have to. That's all I would say. That's what I'd like to finish with, Lee. Sorry.
No, I think that's perfect to say that, Ross. And I think it's, you know, support, and everybody's there for everybody, and keep the door open to keep the conversations going. So absolutely appreciate you saying that sort of statement at the end. I think that'll hit home with many people out there, well and truly. Just make the call and let's start the conversation, well and truly. Ross, I want to say a massive thank you to you as always for joining me today for your Revitalise meets. Really appreciate your time. I look forward to welcoming you and your team to the next Revitalise business event that's coming up very, very soon. But as I said, I would highly recommend speaking to Ross and make that call. Knock on the door, open it up, start the conversation. You never know where that conversation will lead to opportunities just around the corner. Thank you to everybody who's been watching and listening today. We look forward to welcoming you back to the next Revitalise meets, where I get the opportunity to meet a business owner, business entrepreneur, and key influencer from across the UK business network. Take care, everybody. Keep connecting. And remember, stay safe. Bye-bye for now.